This video, we're going to talk about 1.2 Objective 2, where we determine whether a census is practical or impractical. Let's start with our first question here. An educational researcher conducted a census to determine the average or mean number of years it takes for undergraduate statistics students to earn a college degree. That doesn't make sense because it's not possible or practical to survey every undergraduate statistics student as would be required for a census here. So that's C. And we're going to kind of see this theme going through here, that usually a census is not practical and doesn't make sense to do that. Determine whether a census is practical in the situation described and explain your reasoning. You want to determine the mean height of all basketball players in a country. That's a really big population that you're looking at, even if you're just looking only at the basketball players in the country. So it's impractical. It's not practical. The population consists of a large number of players in a country. They're all spread out too, right? They're not all, so it's not going to be cost effective or time effective to be able to verify their heights and things like that, right? It's not easy to obtain their heights. And so, third question here, determine whether a census is practical in the situation described below and explain your reasoning. A student wants to determine the mean IQ of all male students of a certain age at a certain university. Usually those types of records aren't kept at the university, and IQ tests are not required, or IQ scores are not required to enter. So this is not something that it would be easy to obtain this information or to verify it. So no, a census is not practical here. If you were asking something, for instance, of just restricting this to people who took the SAT and went to submitted their SAT scores to your college for consideration, things like that, whether they were accepted or not, that would probably be something that the college board would have all that information kept in a database, and you could put in a request for that data, and you could find the average score of all the people that sent their SAT scores to your college or university. That seems reasonable and practical for that to all of that data from everybody has been collected, and since they keep records of who they send the scores to, that should be an easy enough list to compile everybody and not miss anybody. Should also be able to be collected from the other end pretty easily by the school, that they should have records of all the SAT scores that they received and everyone that they evaluated by SAT score, and they should be able to, especially for a brief period of time, they should be able to tell you that information as long as they have to maintain their records. So again, there's some things like that where it might be practical to get things where there's already a database that collects all the information and you're just requisitioning the database. But outside of that, where you have to actually go and like the US Census Bureau every 10 years and have to actually go and knock on everyone's door and say, hi, I'm here from the government. I'm here to tell you that you are compelled by law to fill out this form and answer these questions, and I'm here to assist you. If you need any help with that, then that's costly, time-consuming, and pretty impractical, but we need to have that data, so we do it anyways, right? So impractical doesn't mean impossible. Well, usually it means impossible, but because there's so many people that you're going to miss somebody, you're not going to catch everybody and get a complete total census. But you try. You get as many people as you can so that you basically call it a census. It's no longer a representative sample. You've, as much as you were able, counted everybody. So we'll come back next time and talk about 1.2 objective 3. Let's just understand, typically, especially in this class, censuses are going to be impractical, and we're not going to see census data a whole lot. So we're going to be using sample data, representative sample data, to make inferences about population data, because we couldn't take a census to collect the population data ourselves. If we did, we wouldn't be collecting samples. All right, see you next time for 1.2 objective 3.